the final episode, she's talking to the guy about how she uses sex, where that's like coming from something that in the first episode is introduced to us quite lightly.
Well, first of all, I really wanted to be about control, that the character is actually a real control freak, and that she manages to control her life and her sense of personal value through sex, and being able to talk confidently about it and totally own her relationship with it with an audience, which is where the candor comes from, being able to say to somebody, yeah, I've just, fucked up the arse or whatever, that she has absolutely no, and she's not prudish at all about it in that way. And she kind of uses it as a weapon of confidence and as a weapon of humor. But actually it does actually, if you read between the lines, communicate a sort of obsession with it. That is, I think she's using it as a distraction from everything else. And actually it runs so deep in her kind of obsession with it, that she realizes that by the end, it's what she uses to feel like she has some agency over her own life. And if she knows that somebody wants to have sex with her, or that she's about to have sex, or she's, having sex, then in that moment in her life, she can relinquish control of everything else, because that's the thing. She feels valued, she feels validated, and she feels in control. And so at the beginning, you're watching the act of that, and by the end, hopefully, you're watching the kind of overflowing confession that that's her weakness. It's sort of really kind of playing with the idea that a kind of liberated, sexually confident young woman, which is kind of considered a kind of cool thing, could actually be more complicated.
Yeah. To me, watching the show is sort of like not just sex, but also comedy is used to sort of deflect from taking things seriously.
Yeah. And that's kind of, again, how you like reel them in, because I keep thinking that, I mean, when I was first writing the play, I just, it was even just a physical thing. Like when I saw audiences laughing at a joke that I'd made, audiences make themselves so vulnerable to you when they laugh. They forget for a moment, and they're there with their mouth open and their heart open, going, "Oh, I love this person." I kept thinking, if I can get an audience to do that, then I can, come punch their heart while they're not noticing.
Yeah.
Kept trying to find moments like the more I can make an audience laugh, the more I can make them cry. Was the kind of aim.
What's similar between you and Fleabag?
Well, all my friends and family are alive and well. So that's a big difference between us. I feel like I found that I was writing a character who used comedy or humor to kind of deflect quite a lot. And even though I'm lucky enough not to have to deflect the same kind of horrible searing pain that she has in her life about her grief and her guilt and everything, I found that I was slightly unnerved by how easily that came to me, that actually you'd rather just make a little joke and then run the fuck away from a situation. And so that's really similar. And I suppose just a sense of humor. It was just that really dark, sort of darker side of my sense of humor that I didn't really think was allowed out in public. And then that side. But I'm just happily married writer in London. Everyone's like, oh, what? Everyone just assumes I'm kind of like rolling backwards out of nightclubs, kind of just like clinging onto the trouser legs of men I've never met. They're all really like surprised and slightly disappointed when I say that. I'm sort of, But those days of I've had those days with similar stuff that Fleabag got up to.